Yes, what's good? What's good with y'all? What's good? What's good? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I sound low? Let me turn this thing up. Turn my music up. Turn my music up. Turn my music up. Turn my music up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Should be better. Bang, 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 bang. All right, cool. Let's get to this, man. We get right to it. My boy, Rap News Street Politics dropped the H blank city situation. We gonna get into it right now, y'all. We take no time. Y'all get them likes immediately. We have no time to waste. To get them likes, we're gonna be in here for like an hour and 30 minutes at the most. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna just be in here for like an hour to like 3. You know what I'm saying? 2, yeah, like 3:30 is good. Salute to you. Salute to everybody in the room. What's up, my peoples? Let me subscribe to the channel with my new channel. Okay.
For about a month, and then in situation, Rap News Street Politics, the best hood channel.
The best hood channel on YouTube. Y'all ready for this? Let's get it, y'all. Let me drop this in the back channel right quick. I've been doing all right. This channel. What's good? My bad, my guy. What's up, Miss Kitty on the Twitch side? Miss Kitty on the Twitch side. Everybody on the Twitch side. We gotta get. I'm getting Dre to fix my my YouTube and my other page to fix. You know, what I'm saying, get all that shit together on that page right now because we gonna make that page go crazy. I don't like how that page been doing, but it been doing all right. It been trying to crack back in the algorithm. It's gonna take a couple of months. It probably take a month and a half. I got a schedule, so she gonna build the schedule and everything for us. We gonna get it together, and we build everything. We start from scratch. So yeah, let's go. Rap News Street Politics dropped the H blank city. Los Angeles on fire. We going through it. Let's get it.
Rap News Street Politics, the best hood channel on YouTube, and we back about to take a deep dive in the gunplay that's going on.
Hold on, we gotta wait. Double tap the screen for your boy quick. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Straight up. Dre think that I need to start doing at least a live on the other channel a week, maybe twice a week. So we're gonna figure get a date every day, a day that we're gonna do a live twice a week on the other channel, on my main channel, because she think that it bring traction. My bad, y'all. I'm talking about business. I'm doing business and all that. I'm just trying to get the time warm up. Like, I be after 10 minutes before I want to start cut. But he good at this stuff, so he ain't gonna cuss or nothing. This is a good person. Rap news, street politics. I be tripping. Let him go. Go ahead.
A deep dive in the gunplay that's going on in South Central right now. Now, for everybody who knows or doesn't know what's going on in LA right now, it's get back season, the end of the summer slow, nothing down. Everything is seemingly ramped up, man. And we got to break down exactly what's going on through the most active blocks and hoods throughout South Central. But a movement that I've noticed over the years that some hoods is pushing is what's called HK City. Now, we know that the Hoovers have the most enemies in the city, but we also know they control a lot of territory in the city. And one thing these hoods gonna have in common is every hood is pretty much its own quote unquote community. And as you become familiar with these sets, these neighborhoods that they exist in also serve as like pocket cities throughout LA. Everybody has their own boundaries, their own program, and different terrain in their hood. But the HK cities are, of course, as they sound, hoods that are Hoover K. And what we see is some hoods, a little bit more than others, pushing HK City. Hoods like...
Salute to everybody the road. Salute to everybody the road. And hey, Polo, after this live, we got a meeting. Me and you got a meeting. You know what I'm saying? I got a meeting with you. We got to sit there and have a meeting because we gonna have to fix something, and I'm gonna help you with something, but I need your help with something else too, though. So we gonna have a meeting. Another couple of content creators that want to be content creators that want to mess with us, bro. I'm building a little squad together. So make sure I tap in.
The Rolling Hunnids, the Main Streets, South Los, East Coast, the 40s, the Menlos. These are some of the hoods that I've seen over the years striking up HK City, which to me is somewhat of a furtherance of boundary and of course a political stance that specific hoods are taking. Now, again, we see this mostly with hoods that beef primarily with Hoover, and these are also gonna be the hoods that we see actively participating in this gunplay. Now, of course, everything that I speak on is subjective. The only concrete thing and factual thing that we can speak on is that people are losing their lives. So in the subjective matter, we have to say that everything that's going on right now are allegations, but we know the streets is talking, and the best hood channel on YouTube got to bring you as close as possible to what's really going on, man.
They homies, nigga, on Main Street. What's this, Vert K, huh? Hey, Snoovers at, though?
What?
Where the Snoovers at, nigga?
I don't know where no Snoop was.
All right, then, nigga, Main Street. Tell them we here, nigga. Fuck Snoover and all that, nigga.
Now, while putting this video together, two rappers and dudes who are low-key faces in their section have lost their life around this situation. Grady Myers, aka T-Fo the Low, from 11 Deuce Broadway, lost his life October
Rest in peace, bro.
8th in his hood on 113th and Main Street. And as we were...
So LA is on fire, y'all. If y'all ain't know this, man, if y'all not from LA, everybody across the map, you know what I'm saying? LA's on fire. You know what I'm saying? Pure point blank, LA's on fire. You know? We got a lot of things going on in the city of Los Angeles, man, that we cannot keep taking. Like, it's bodies on top of bodies. This shit is real. This shit it's not a gang. Other people come to LA and they thinking that it's sweet, it's like sugar. You know what I'm saying? People getting stripped right now today. I just heard about some people getting stripped, like all type of stuff. Like LA is not, you know what I'm saying? LA is not where it's at right now. The city on fire. It is going multiple gangs, not just the Hoovers. It's multiple gangs that's taking losses.
Recording this video, man, YCA 80 Bands was reportedly shot in his face on Vermont, Manchester, on the borderline of 9 Deuce and A-Trey Hoover. And before we really get started, man, we gotta say rest in peace to everybody that has lost their life
Facts.
in this war this year. We only talking about this year. That seems to escalate on a pattern throughout the city. Now, the crazy thing is, YCA 80 Bands from Eastside A4 Main Street had just tapped in asking about his placement on the Crip report card. And I told him that we got him in future videos as representation of this Crippin'. And the last thing...
How did they make the Crip report card? I have names written down, and I didn't. Got you. Damn.
He said was, does it take him dying to make it onto one of our videos, man? And you know, I really wish it didn't have to be this way, with us bringing up people who are trying to make it out the street shit with the music or any other endeavors that they participating in, and really just trying to get on, you know what I'm saying? But you know, we try to highlight everybody in the city in the same way, same fashion, man. Every hood, it don't matter where you from, the smallest to the biggest of names, man. We really try to put on for the city. So it's for sure, rest in peace to T4 and YCA 80 band.
Salute, you know what I'm saying, from the live part, for the salute, man. Appreciate the worldwide, salute to you, bro. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the love, you know what I'm saying, for real. You know what I'm saying? Straight, it's desperately needed from me to everybody. I ain't gonna lie to you, you know what I'm saying? This shit hurt a nigga hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of times I see, I'm saying, I'm a part of this, regardless of how I look at it. I'm a part of this life and all that type of stuff. So at one point in time, I thought it was just, you know what I'm saying, it's how it goes. But then, you know what I'm saying, this, it hurts. Just seeing people that you know that's gone. Like, even with other people that you know, seeing them coming up, little youngins coming up, like, damn, he's a little kid. Damn, homie, what's happening with you? What's happening with everybody in the room? How y'all doing? Salute to everybody in the room. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for being with me right now. You know what I'm saying? Get them likes up for your boy one time. That's all I ask.
But as you know, we cannot start right here with the gunplay in the city. So over the last 5 to 6 months, a lot has transpired, and we gotta rewind the clock back to Memorial Day weekend, May 23rd, 2025.
My nigga King Boy.
On the west side of South Central. There are 4 murders that took place in 3 separate events that are pertinent or relevant to the situation and to the hoods that are repping HK City and the Hoovers. Now, the first situation was potentially one that had the most eyeballs on it when Mashron Montgomery, aka King Boy, from the Dirt Gang, Rolling 30 Harlem Crib, 19 years old, lost his life on 96th and Van Ness as the result of a gunshot to the head in a late night situation in the neighborhood 90s. Now, almost simultaneously, 34-year-old Rico Antoine Mitchell,
oh yeah, the older gentleman, I forgot about him, and then, oh yeah, right,
was found laying outside with apparent gunshot wounds, with neighbors hearing gunshots in the car speeding off on 52nd and Hoover in the Fido's Hoovers. Now, before the situation this year, everything seemed to low-key be running accordingly, so to speak. Nothing too crazy. We know shit is happening all the time. There's gunplay to be had year-round. But when King Boy got killed, a shift changed in the city. Then we seen this murder on 52nd and Hoover. And of course, the 9-0s and the Hoovers are rival hoods. And this is somebody from the 30s, and the closest Hoover hood to the Harlems sees a murder the same night he's killed. Now, I'm not gonna make any assumptions. These are just the facts. Now, the key thing about King Boy, like I said, he's in the 9-0s. We know the 30s to the 100s is what's going on, and all them hoods are gonna rep HK City. But King Boy had close ties.
What's up with everybody in the room? You already know. What's up, brother? What's the deal, brother? How y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? What's up, my brothers, sister, cousin?
To Infant Stein from the 5 NUG, the Rolling Hunnids. We know right now the Hunnids have an aura about themselves. Well-respected members coming out all of the hoods of the Hunnids. We know there's internal conflict going on between the 111s, 11-5s, blocks, hard times, UGs. The 111s seemingly are focused a little bit more on the blocks and UGs, but the blocks and UGs are pushing HK City. Now, when you see this HK City written up, there's a couple things that's going along with that. Number one, we see them whacking the eye out. Most of, if not all of these hoods are gonna be beefing with the Inglewood Bloods. So we really see that eye getting funny with the West Side hoods. But something that everybody does is whacking that T out for them Trey gangsters in these HK City hit-ups. Now, with King Boy being cool with Stein, we've seen them together over multiple occasions. It's alleged that the Rolling Hunnids took it upon themselves. For some reason, they settled on the gangsters potentially being responsible for what happened in the 9-0s, and Stein slides up Normandy with a 20-year-old man and a 12-year-old boy looking for the get back. Now, the key thing about that 12-year-old boy, we got him on our thumbnail in the Rolling Hunnids internal conflict video. You know, as people reached out when we did that video came out well before these situations transpired. His people wanted us to blur his face out. We did, so that's cool. My thing is, man, y'all gotta get a hold of y'all kids tighter than that. You know, these kids is outside, 12 years old, 14. Now, we know that's not unusual, not by any stretch of the imagination. Between 12 and 14 is really a point of time where niggas is jumping off the porch. But don't say nothing to us when these kids is going down on a slide.
What's good, my boy? Gangland Neem in the building. You know, I'm stuck into the program. I'm just seeing it for the first time, like everybody else. This is like, well, y'all probably seen it already, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's up. P man, what's up? Thank God, sisters, each other out, you know, for sure, man. Real talk. Salute to the mod. Salute to everybody in the room. Salute to my peoples. You already know, Gangland Neem in the building. Righteous, what's happening? All my peoples in the building. Salute to y'all. You already know, man.
Allegedly in the car with their homies. It's got to be some more accountability out here. But nonetheless, they make their way to the A trays and they found themselves in the north side 80s off Florence and Dalton, allegedly, where it ended up being a case of mistaken identity, where 48-year-old Kevin Ball, aka Tiki, from Eastside Faux Trade Gangsters in the low bottoms, and another Hispanic man named John Ramos, a non-affiliate, ended up losing their life in this situation. And on camera, Stein, the 20-year-old dude, and the 12-year-old child go down at the scene. Of course, these are still allegations. You can't just say somebody did something because they're there, but this is what's alleged. So to me, this situation right here started the shift, and this is what I deem the precursor to the bullshit. Now, we entered a second phase after this that started on May 29th, 5 days after Memorial Day weekend. Right here, we on 82nd and Main, where a red burgundy sedan pull up, fire rounds at somebody, hitting them in the head before going east on 82nd and turning south down Main. Now, this is in the A4 Main Street hood. Now, the name of this individual hasn't been disclosed because they seemingly made it out this situation. Again, this is in Main Street. Barrio Majados is not far from here, and the Swans are not far, but primarily Barrio Majados and Main Street. Now, since the victim did survive in this situation, how the streets look at this shit is a miss. We just gotta let y'all know the mindset that's going into these moves. This is not a score, but the key thing is this is a part of HK City. This area is extremely hot, and after this, shit goes quiet. Now, that's a common thing that we seen with some.
Let's get them likes up, everybody. Let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. You know, there's 104 people in this building. Let's get the likes up, man. We get 50 likes. Come on, man. I get 50, 40 y'all just to take y'all time and double tap the screen. Double tap. Tap, 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 tap. You know what I'm saying? Just double tap. Respond to them. Straight up.
These hoods, and if you notice, it's a couple hoods out here that have gone quiet and dormant within the last month or so, seemingly because they're at work. Now, after this situation, it goes quiet for about a month, and then it pops up on 61st and Avalon in 6 Deuce East Coast hood. Again, a part of HK City. Primary beef is the Swans and the Hoovers. 61st and Avalon, a man is shot, but it's another miss. Survive. So as you can see, the pattern starts in the 9-0s, again in the Hoovers, then it goes to the Gangsters. Goes to 6-Pack East Coast, and here we are, July 5th, 99th and Hoover. 4 people shot, gang-related shooting, men ages 37, 40, 44, and 50 in front of a house on 99th Street in the 9 Deuce Hoovers. 4 people, all of them survived another miss. Again, this is just the mindset. When we did that last Broadway video and spoke about why hood days get slid on, because that's what we leading up to. We headed to the epicenter of the bullshit, the A-Tray Hoover Hood Day. Why did it get slid on like this? These misses, niggas is unsatisfied, people have been lost, and they're not counting. We hit some people and we gonna chill. That's not how it works. We gotta keep it real. We gotta bring y'all as close as possible.
We gotta bring as close as possible. And he ain't lying. He's not lying. Slide on something, homie gone. On both sides. Homie gone, right? Homie gone. We got King Boy gone. We got people that's going the other side, but homie gone, we missing. Them, that side, we missing. So we need confirms. This ain't nobody saying this out loud like, hey, no, we missing. This is the atmosphere. This is what, the homies is missed. It ain't the same person doing it. It might be a whole nother person. Cause like, I'm finna try to go get something. Homie gone.
To the mindset of this street shit in South Central. So the same night 4 people were hit on 99th and Hoover, a man is killed on 82nd and May in the 7-6 East Coast Crips.
Ooh.
Now, Florencia also shares this section. The kitchens are too far from here, but this does take place the same night them 4 dudes got hit in the 9 Deuces. Now, that's 4th of July weekend. We know that shit is always up. It's the same times of the year and damn near the same blocks that go up every year, time and time and again. But 5 days after this, another murder in the alleyway, 97th and Budlong. Now, this is in the 9-9 Mafia, but it's right in between all of the bullshit. We know 9-9 Mafia is cool with the Hoovers. They beef with the A-Trays, and they beef with the 9-0s and the Hunters. But Luis Garcia does end up losing his life over here on 97 and Budlong, not far from some other recent situations that we about to go through. Now, the next day after that, July 11th, drive-by shooting where the same place YCA 80 Bands lost his life, Manchester in Vermont. A man is shot on his bike in a drive-by shooting, but guess what? Another miss in the Hoovers. Again, this is the borderline of A-Tray and 9 Deuce, extremely active. Now, 2 days after that, we on 90th and Broadway, where 2 people are shot in an apartment building, and the crazy part is, the suspect was seen skirting off in a blue Lamborghini in the 9-4 Hoovers. Niggas is doing slides in Lamborghini.
Cuz I can use the Lambo, cuz. Hey, give me that motherfucker, man. Fuck slide in that thing, man. Fuck slide in that thing, man. I need that, man. I can use that, brother. You know what I'm saying? I can use that. I can use that.
But guess what? 2 more misses. Luckily, those last 3 people didn't lose their life off 90th and Broadway in Vermont and Manchester. But what this creates is a sense of restlessness. You see how this shit going up. I told you these misses, they pile up and result in people taking drastic measures to get their man. But 12 days after this, we back in the Hoovers. 74th and Fig, the middle of 7-4 Hood. Man is shot in a gang-related shooting. Again, July 25th. Hit, not killed, another miss. That's 4 in a row. Niggas gambling, going through these blocks, and they not coming back with what they came over here for. This is what creates the tension. And this is how we got to 14th and Paloma Street in downtown LA, A-Tray Hoover Hood Day party, man. Now, this situation, extremely uncalled for, extremely
Salute. You already know. Appreciate the tap in.
sad. But whatever hoods was trying to hit these people up in the Hoovers weren't satisfied that they kept missing, and they scoped out the party. Now, in that Broadway video, we broke down how people end up finding out where these parties are. Trust me, nobody just telling the streets, hey, this the party, everybody pull up. Especially when you know your hood is hot, niggas know the temperature outside. So this was probably the result of somebody talking too much. Most of the time it's females that know somebody else. You know, somebody homegirl sleeping with the other side. It's all kind of shit that can go on. You know, somebody could have been disgruntled and dropped the low. We may not ever know exactly how this shit played out, but we do know Africa Johnson and Gregory DeRiso lost their lives.
And the crazy part is that she was at the Hoover party, but she from 9-0. Her kids from Hoover, though. And that's the crazy part. So that's what, like, this one right here, this is like, this, after this happened, this, like, this, to me, yeah, King Boy, all that shit was going on. It was a lot of stuff. But this where it all started going bad.
Outside of this A-Tray Hoover Hood party this night, man. And Africa Johnson was also somebody that had ties to both sides of the aisle. Kids from Hoover and her having ties to the neighborhood Crips.
She's so logged in over here, I wouldn't even guess where she from. She from 9-0, real good over here, won't nobody touch her. She from the neighborhood 9-0, she from over there.
That means she got a respect in.
Respect. Her sons is low from over here.
And I'ma just go ahead and say this. Somebody fucked up that night at the Hood Day party because she was not the intended target. Pretty much all these hoods pushing this movement against the Hoovers rock with the 9-0s. But the main key players that we see in this situation, Main Street, Rolling Hunnids, Coast, they're even closer to the 90s. And I promise you, nobody truly wants to stand up and take credit for that situation, because overall they did hit an ally in Africa Johnson. And what we seen was a pivotal turnout at her services. Skip Townsend and other members of the de-escalation community came out, and we seen them neighborhoods and the Hoovers together at the funeral. And something that I really saw was,
That was crazy, brother. That was sick. And on the real shit, on my mama, this is Inglewood. You know, I've been here a gang of times, bro, and it's fucked up, but I've been here a gang of times. And this happened a lot, though. A-Trays and neighborhoods right there because they daddy, they uncles them from A-Tray gangsters, they whole funny from A-Tray gangsters, but they bang neighborhood crib. You know what I'm saying? And this happened a lot.
Lil AD with them members, and some of them niggas he was shaking hands with is really some of them guys from Hoover.
Right.
And of course, with him being from neighborhood 60s, at a time like this, it looked like the streets were headed in the proper way at letting this shit die down, man. But something else that also transpired the same night Africa and Gregory got killed was somebody named Ronald Belton losing their life to a gunshot wound to the chest. Get this, damn near in the same spot that T4 lost his life. But this is all the way back August 3rd. He was sitting in his car over here on Imperial and Main when he was approached by two men and they started firing. Now, this is on the borderline of 11A East Coast and 11 Deuce Broadway. We know where 11A East Coast stands, and we'll speak on 11 Deuce shortly. I don't know the implications behind this specific homicide, and if Ronald Belton had any skin in the game, so to speak, and was a result of gang violence. But that's just something that also transpired in one of these hotspots in the city. Again, the same night that the double homicide took place at A-Tray Hood Day party. Now, you know, after that, the city went quiet, and then the feds came out. This is when the feds came, swept up the Hoovers. Primarily, they had their focus on some people from 11 Deuce. We know other members were involved in that. P4K, the feds came outside, the members went inside. But there was a situation around the same time that the indictment dropped. Again, off Imperial, between San Pedro and Avalon. Again, right by the 11-8s and the Broadways and the 11 Deuce neighborhoods, a 25-year-old man is shot in his back inside of his Toyota. Now, he did live, and again, luckily he kept his life, but that's back-to-back on Imperial. Now, 2 days after that situation, we seen something that's kind of outside the hot spot right now. We know the hot spot, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the Menlos, all East Coast hood.
It's the 50s right here, brother. This the hood right here. This Western. I can see that. This area right here. This the area right here. That right? That's the VNGs.
The Hoovers, the main streets, the Hunnids. So we seen some on Ruth Ellen and Slauson. The 6-0s and the VNGs is right here. Now we know both of these hoods beef with Hoover, but I believe this may have been an isolated incident from the main players where a man named Derek Jackson was killed over here off Ruth Ellen and Slauson. But in terms of the Hoovers, everything went quiet after the Hood Day murder. The indictment came down, but somebody in the city wasn't satisfied because on August 23rd, on 80th Street between Fig and Hoover, in the A-Tray Hoovers, bordering the Seven Folds, we see 35-year-old Denovius Gist losing his life over here, and somebody named Frog from Seven Fold was also hit in this situation. Frog made it out this situation alive. Another man was hit.
What Frog? Dead homies. Yeah. Hello? Hello? He there? You hear me? Yo.
But Denovius Gist did lose his life in the Hoovers. Now, this is the situation that transpired right before the mass shooting on Fig in Manchester. And this is where we go 3 days later, and that video came out with Chipmunk. 24-year-old William Irvin lost his life over here by that House of Hotties on Fig in Manchester. Broad daylight shooting. Somebody came out the cut. I think the nail shop is right there. A couple things is right there, but a key thing is, again, this is pretty much in front of the House of Hotties. Now, if y'all remember that Hoover indictment, House of Hotties was one of their main locations that the feds had on tap. They said the Hoovers was operating out of here, running the RICO out of House of Hotties. Now, some things about House of Hotties that I've heard is that the Hoovers kind of took it over. I believe there's a Hispanic family that runs the House of Hotties, and it's been claimed that the Hoovers really took it over when they set up shop, and they kind of took the clientele base from another lingerie store that I'm not gonna say in this video, but it was said that the Hoovers turned the House of Hotties up and low-key bullied their way into the situation right here. And as we can see, August 26th, the Hoovers was outside again. Everybody knew this spot was their spot. Somebody plotted and killed Chipmunk right here. Now, this is where shit got unsettling because it seemed like the Hoovers went back on offense and went straight to the east side 9A main streets. Now, I've spoke about Century and Avalon before. I believe that's one of the deadliest intersections in the city. This is a place where I really first started seeing HK City, aside from Rolling Hunters. Now we know the front streets don't beef with the Hoovers, but we know they've had their ties with the 9-7s. We know the 9-7s, the Q102s, the 9-8s is right here, and this is not far from the 9-4s. But the streets have said the 9-2-4s slid over to Century and Main, not far from Century and Avalon, and started getting off where they killed Dylan Pressey, aka Mac 80, from West Coast Rolling 80 Crib out the west side of Long Beach. Now, this is something that I spoke on many times. This is how allies get drug in the wars. We know West Coast 80, we've seen them beefing with the Hoovers before though. On Spring Street, I've seen a situation where I think it was somebody from 9-4 coincidentally on Spring Street, and he caught the beats over there. The 80s gave it to him. Now the 80s is over here by the 9-4s in the 9-8s. Mac 80 ended up losing his life with a gunshot to his head the same way.
What we on, bro? Man, I'll just get my dog from the, I gotta give my dog. My dog going to Vegas. Chop, my Fluffy, he going to Vegas to mate, and he gonna live in Vegas for a while. So I had to get my dog together. But yeah, man, we on all this beefing right here. This and that. Fuck you, Slim. 9-8 Main Street. K. Hey, watch your mouth. Hey, get cuz out of here, brother. Get that nigga out of here. Straight up. Dead homies. What the fuck y'all niggas can talk this shit for? Get this nigga bitch ass nigga out of here, brother. Oh, we got this bitch ass nigga in here. Get cuz up out of here. F.O. Let me do it. I got y'all. Niggas taking too long on the dead homies. Weird ass niggas. Dead homies. Niggas talking all this. Listen, I don't give a fuck. Y'all see these people up here playing with hoods and stuff, brother? What is we doing? Get these people right up out of here. We don't play the gang shit. I don't give a fuck who you is. Straight up. No disrespecting no niggas hoods in here, brother. This ain't no motherfucking streets. Go on the streets for that. Straight up. All that weird stuff in here, please don't do that. I'm not in here. Listen, ain't no babysitter on a weird shit. I'm working. All right, for sure. Yeah, all right, man, I'm just saying. It's a nigga, Front Street ain't tied to shit but Watts and Compton. Front Street, well, they is tied to something else. They tied it to something other than Watts and Compton. Front Street's tied to 11 Deuces. They fuck with 11 Deuces tough. We talking about. And 11 Deuces ain't Watts or Compton. You know? But I fuck with the Front Streets tough. I lived in the Front Street for years. They're my niggas on gang. Not for sure. All that disrespectful shit, y'all get that shit up out of here. Do that shit on the streets. Have fun with that shit. Live life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got Front Street people. I fuck mess my boys from Front Street. I got a gang of boys from Front Street. They fuck with the homies tough. Straight up.
Chipmunk lost his life earlier in the day. And this day, everybody really was like, okay, we know what's up. Niggas is not playing, and it's best to stay out the way. And again, we fall into a pocket where it goes quiet. Now, the situation with West Coast 80, we know, like I said, they're on the west side of Long Beach. This is way outside of the realm over here on the west side and the east side of South Central. But as you can see, they do have ties. We see TB the gunslinger put his shit out, and you know, they're not happy about what transpired to their homie. Now, what everybody wants, man, is for this shit to subside, man, for this shit to blow over.
Facts.
And honestly, these dudes sliding down Sepulveda, sliding down the 405 to the 110 and coming to the Hoovers, extremely unlikely. You know, it's a far drive. We not here for that, man. It's a fucked up situation, but I don't think we're gonna see a war break out between the 80s and the Hoovers. No more than it already has. Like I said, we've seen the 9-4s catch the beats on Spring Street. We see what happened to Mac 80 in South Central. I don't think it's gonna go too far after that. But again, the 80s are disgruntled. But as we see, shit slowed down for a little bit. All that situation with Chipmunk and Mac 80.
That's my boy, all flavor, no grease. Nigga, I remember before he even did that, I was in jail. I was in jail when he came with that. I was in prison, I seen that, bro. That's my Juice. That's my boy Juice, man. On gang. My boy Juice, man. All flavor, no grease. I remember he was in front of his house, man, doing it, man, on 108th. You know what I'm saying? Apartment buildings right there. All them low-income apartments right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy. 7 Ball in the building. Anthony, shout out to Anthony's in the building. Anthony's Port, Gangsta Bloods. No, I'm saying. Devil ain't Gangsta Blood. No, Anthony's boys, man. You know what I'm saying? On 27th Street, man.
Happened August 26th. We fast forward to September 5th. A couple weeks of niggas laying low, 30 people end up on 74th and Main. Now this is in Eastside 7 Trey Gangsters. We know they main enemies is gonna be the Swans. I can't say who all was over here. It seemed like it was going up though, with 30 people outside, but this shit broke out into a shootout. Police said they found 30 shells on the ground, again on 74th and Main, where 2 people were shot and 1 person lost their life in this situation. Now again, correlation, I can't say with this one, man, but this is very close to the bullshit. 7 Trey is cool with the Hoovers, with the gangsters. At one point, they did deal with East Coast, but this is not a Hoover enemy. But the rolling 70s are, and this is where we see the next homicide take place. 68th and Hoover in the Menlos. September 12th, Christopher Burgett. It said the suspect got out of a white sedan, fired at the victim, and got back in the car and fled. We know the rolling 70s, HK City. Menlos and 6.5s are in this section right here. And 2 days after this, it goes up with TJ Boykins losing his life on Fig and Slauson. Borderline 5-1 Deuce and the 5-9 Hoovers. Now this is just up the way from the rolling 70s. Bottom West Side Brims. 2 murders 3 days apart. September 12th, September 15th. And after this, it seems like somebody just had they.
That shit the fucked up feeling in the world, nigga. Walking up and seeing your boy, working on your boy. Damn. I know, bro. That feeling. That feeling. That feeling, cuz. I'll be in jail in a little bit. Cause I'm about to go do it up. Being there, seeing it, I'm about to do it up. I'm about to do it up. Dead homies and whatever come with it, come with it. I'm about to do it up. That's, man, it's crazy. Straight up.
Mindset on the 9-4s. Now we know the 924 is definitely one of the most active Hoover sets. Manchester Park around this situation. But over here on the east of the 110, 89th and 2 Patchy, the Hoovers had a shootout. Somebody slid through, missed. Nobody lost their life in the 9-4s that night. Now 2 Patchy, it's that little elementary school that's right there. This whole area, very tight-knit. We spoke on where the Hoovers be at in this area. They enemies know the same. That was September 21st. September 26th, 5 days later, 91st and Main, again in the 9-4 Hoovers. It said that a man was shot in 91st and Main, drove himself up to Manchester and Main, where the folks was performing CPR on him, and he seemed to have pulled through in that situation, which HK City would deem another miss. 2 days later, back in the 9-4 Hoovers, 91st and Broadway this time. Another shooting, nobody hit. Now the next day after that, 51st in Vermont, borderline 5-1 troubles, Fido's Hoover. 20-year-old Brandon Reynoso loses his life over here in the H gang. Now, we know other hoods are over here as well. 18th Street, not confirmed that Brandon was from Hoover. But again, this is the hot spot. And this is what takes us down to 97th between Hoover and Vermont, where everybody started talking again. 15-year-old Anthony Smithers, that young dude from Hoover that everybody been talking about, that had a hand condition, walking home from a party in the 9 Deuces, man. And we said Colden Avenue, 97th, all these are extremely hot blocks. 95th, this whole area. What are we doing outside right now, man? It's too hot to be on foot late night after a party. He loses his life October 4th over here on 97th between Hoover and Vermont. Now, 4 days after this is where we see Tifo the Low, Grady Myers from 11 Deuce Broadway, lose his life with being shot while in his vehicle on 113th and Main Street, not too far from Harry's Liquor, where a few of those vlogs took place, where we seen him doing his thing. Now, we heard some hoods taking credit for that. We know for the most part, Broadway is really only beefing with Denver Lane, but we don't know what happened in this situation. But this is somebody that seemed, like I said, be somewhat of a face of his section. Every time you see 11 Deuce, you see him, along with a couple other noticeable figures, of course, but being outside, hanging out with his homies, Tifo was doing it. And some things that we seen about Tifo was his pops was his big homie. And crazy enough, his pops had gotten into a situation back in 2012 where one of his own homies had shot him and one of their other homies from 11 Deuce over here off 108th and Spring, the middle of 11 Deuce Broadway. His pops was hit in his hood as well. Now, it was a situation where a dude named Dion Turner, who the people say went by Yo Ball from 11 Deuce. I don't know if that was his actual name, but that's what was in the paperwork. It said he got into it with Tifo's pops, who was T2, aka Lil Tall, and he was with somebody named Noonie, where it said that they were serving over here on 108. Now, it said that Yo Ball had picked somebody up and was venting to them about how he was getting into it with his homies and said he was finna spin over there and holler at them niggas right when he picked up another non-affiliate homie. Now, when they hit 108th and Spring, what the people refer to as the big house over there, it said that Yo Ball seen Grady Myers Sr., Tifo's pops, and Lil Noonie hanging out, where he drove up and started getting off with the 9. Now, the dude that was in Yo Ball car, of course, he spooked, he ready to get out, and he snitched. Now, in the paperwork, it say Lil Tall made statements as well. He testified that he drove himself and Lil Noonie to the hospital. They was both treated, and he admitted that they was from 11 Deuce. He said he knew Yo Ball for about 20 years, and he didn't implicate him as being a member of 11 Deuce, but he also said that he didn't get into it with Yo Ball that day and really had no idea why it cracked off like that on 108. But this is a situation that I felt was strange, being Tifo's pops is also not only his big homie, but also was shot in his hood. And we spoke about a situation with Tifo when he did that Real MVP TV interview about 11 Deuce Broadway being tight with Main Street and how the Hoovers felt and responded. Now, that interview took place about a year ago, but the Hoovers basically displayed some ill feelings when the declaration was made about 11 Deuce having somewhat of an alliance with 9A Main Street, who they bordered their hood with. But with Tifo, man, you know, the video, just like all the other videos, everybody in here, man, that we've seen, just not something we want to see from the young life. You know, most of these people out here is extremely young. But this situation fast forwards us a week later, man, right when we recording this video, October 14th, the second shooting in the same spot in this location, Manchester and Vermont. Izell Leonard Jr., aka YCA 80 Bands from Eastside A4 Main Street, loses his life. Now, it said that he was with the pimp and shit. You know, he knocked a female, and for some reason, I don't know why, he should have never been over in this situation. The climate is too hot outside. I know the A4s is blocks away from here, but again, it was too great of a risk. Now, he had a little female that I think he was trying to sit down on the blade, but nonetheless ended up at this weed shop over here on the south side of Manchester, right next to Vermont. And this is where it said that he jumps out his blue whip, which is said to be his daily driver. Now, two things could have transpired, but nonetheless, he jumps out his car. Dude was following him inside, some words is exchanged, and it said that he is sadly shot in the face in this situation and is no longer here. Further adding to the realization of the people that we see on this internet that we either sensationalize or communicate with, grow relationships with, grow familiar with, whatever the case is. You know, these is artists in the city and members that are losing this life. And you know, something else I also been peeping just a little bit in my communication with dudes from Main Street, 9-8 and 8-4. I'm not going to necessarily say tension, but some sort of a misalignment. Now, I hope this situation with Mafia Blue, aka YCA 80 Bands, doesn't result in friction, but we have seen some comments being made about 8-4 need 9-8 when it's time for them to go. And we know 9-8 is primarily the hood that we hear about in these slides. But you know, I think this is one of them situations where temperance is high, emotions are high, and things really need to subside in the city. To me, you know, I'm not gonna say too much, but this shit low-key sound like a setup, man. I'ma keep it 100. This is blocks away from where Chipmunk got killed. You know, either somebody recognized his whip or that female he was with was in communication with them niggas. You know, a lot is to unfold with that situation, but that's the latest individual we've seen go down in this war with Hoover versus the HK City Hoods, man. Now, I can't stress this enough, man. We gotta say rest in peace to everybody. It's time to slow this shit down in the city, man. And something I've always said, man, LA, stay with the shit. We always got the hot spotlight. We always got it. We got it right now. I feel like niggas is really out here with the potential to make some legit chili, to really start touching the bag legitly. You know, we got so many platforms out here. Niggas that's picking up rapping. You know, we see a lot of these young dudes talking about they paper from their distro kid and, you know, really getting it off the rapping. And with these platforms out here, niggas can truly be uplifted, but don't end up like Chicago. You see nobody talk about them no more because they all smoked each other. Let's not go down that same path. Let's keep the heartbeat in the city, man. Let's keep this chili flowing in South Central, outside of South Central, West LA, Compton, Watts, Long Beach, Inglewood, Hollywood, the Valley, San Gabriel Valley, the IE. Let's keep this shit flowing, man. Y'all stay safe out here. Stay outside the hot spots. Let this shit cool down. If you know you ain't supposed to be in somebody's section, stay out of it. If you know your section hot, stay out of it. If you gotta stay in it, man, chill out. It's cool to be tucked right now. Everybody that made their point, man. It's the best hood channel on YouTube. We out.
So what y'all know? What y'all think? What y'all think, man? What's up? Get them likes up, y'all. Get them likes up. Man, listen, we just ran through that real fast. Ah, man. 80 bands, a gang of people, man. They just, a lot of these shootings, I didn't even know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy, brother. Shit getting crazy, brother. Shit getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? What y'all on, though? What y'all, what we on? That's what I do. No, that's for later on.
Don't go nowhere, y'all. Hey, it feel like Friday. So look, y'all. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Everybody coming to my day already knew where the police. Well, why the fuck ain't nobody tell me? Why y'all ain't tell me? You feel me? Man, I'm on Bankhead, you hear me? I'm riding down Bankhead, 3 car deep. Mind my own, you feel me? So, like I was saying, we on our way to Mechanicsville. We just went and bought a camera. We started showing what really take place in the community. The love, the you know, the real, the rawness. You feel what I'm saying? The unity. Son, these suckers ain't, you feel me? They get their money, they gonna run our way out here to California, Miami. Come back to your neighborhood, buddy. They can't come back to their neighborhood, they done lost all their respect. You know why they done lost all their respect? Because they been faking, you feel me? We in the community today. If you got kids, it's on me. I'm feeling blessed today, so we spending money all day today, man. You feel me? We ain't even counting what we spend. We just spending there, we go. They don't gave the wrong y'all niggas some money. Oh, let me play this song. Oh yeah, don't y'all go nowhere. Don't y'all, this nigga caking? What that nigga name? Don't go nowhere, y'all. Give me a sec. I'm finna get lit. I'm finna get turned up. Screen recorded, cut it on. They gave the wrong. Yeah. Bruh. Ty, look at the phone. Y'all, hold up, tell her to give you a sec, cause I'm about to be piped up.
All of these niggas.
Shalom.
Doing it. We cleaning up the community. We stopping the violence. We promote positivity. What? We doing it, not talking about it. They got him on y'all nigga money. You hear me? That what? That's why they don't be wanting to have no money, bro. They don't be wanting to have no money because they know can't get them niggas no money, man. They starting to use their head the right way. I did too much time in jail. It's stressful, as you can see. It take away your hairline first. Your hairline be the first thing they dip on you. Your hairline say, I don't want no parties in that. I'm out. My hairline ran first. And then everything else, it turned to a cul-de-sac. So you just gotta go ahead and shave all of it around. But now, let's talk about what we doing for the community. Forget Wack. Wack doing his due diligence. That send nigga to jail, get on Adam 22 platform, and talk about it. We ain't stand Wack. We talk about these community, these kids in the community. You hear me? That's what my message is. Hey man, even if don't nobody recognize the work that you're doing a great job. So if you out there helping them kids, you motivating them kids, and you getting them kids to put them guns down and pick up their hammer, pick up their lawnmower, pick up some, and get out there and earn their money. They treat it right. They respect their money. One thing about it. And act like this and promote this and condone that. We won't do that. We don't promote telling. You know what I mean? But if you made a mistake, you know what I'm saying, of pressure, whatever the case is, hey my nigga, your life don't stop. Fuck these niggas. Your life continue to go just like their life. What make these niggas think their life more important than your life? Ain't nobody's life more important than yours. Is you crazy? Is you crazy? Man, let me tell y'all something, man. Fuck these niggas. These niggas some bitches. They sit down when they pee. And nowadays, the women stand up when they pee. These women got more heart than these niggas do. Then they can't do nothing. They be sitting in the back mad as hell at me. You feel me? They be mad. They can't even say nothing. Cause I go to laying their facts out. He got a fat. He got a fat. Boy, you a rat. Wet 100 motherfucking informant. Yeah. See, any people.
The restaurant.
Nah, here now. We to the park. Any people that sits on these platforms tearing us down instead of help build us up, they deserve soft view cemetery. That's where they at belong. Now listen, some of y'all may be like, Woody, you do the same thing. No, I don't. If you don't mess with the rooster don't mess with you. They sit on these platforms and try to act like they're a god. Try to act like they superior. You bitch ass niggas ain't no motherfucking god. You can never be a god. You feel me? You can be a son of God, but you gotta go repent. You gotta go ask for forgiveness. Because ain't no sin greater than the other one. You hold your nuts, that's a sin, nigga. Y'all nigga be holding these nuts and y'all be sinning. Look at these now, I just be blocking y'all. You feel me? Block, man. I ain't going back and forth with no nigga on no internet, man. Let me tell y'all something about, if a nigga on the internet tonight, he a real nigga, you know he ain't no real nigga because he on the internet. Real men ain't on. I ain't became a real man yet because I'm still immature. And I'm about to have fun. I spent a lot of time in jail. I'm about to have fun. When I was in jail, nigga.
He said, I'm about to have fun. I don't want to hear what he make me fucking tired. What do you make it tired, cuz? Cuz really slow. Let's do another street rap news, street politics shit real fast. Talk about some gang.
Watts, Los Angeles, November 25th, 2007, 3 a.m. East 92nd Street sits quiet under yellow streetlights, the kind of quiet that comes after shots fired, after people fall, after everyone who saw something decides they saw nothing. A man lies on the pavement, multiple gunshot wounds. He's still warm when the first patrol car rolls up, but he's already gone. Timothy Wayne Johnson, age 37, rapper, father of two, known on these streets as Sinister. The cops step out, start asking questions. Nobody answers. Windows close, door locks. This is Watts. This is how it works. But there's one witness who won't run, a pit bull puppy, maybe 4 months old, chained to a fence. When the officers approached the body, they found the dog curled up on Timothy's chest, trying to keep him warm. Staying loyal when everyone else scattered into the dark. No shell casings recovered, no suspects named, no arrests made. The detective assigned to the case writes it up. Another gang-related homicide, another file that goes cold. But Timothy Johnson wasn't just another statistic. He was Big Evil's little brother, a shot caller in 89 Family Swan Bloods, an Interscope Records artist who made it out once, then got pulled back in. His murder remains unsolved. 17 years later, the street still won't talk. But the story, the real story, starts long before that night, back when Timothy was just a kid with a pigeon coop, back when he still had a choice. This is the story of how Watts makes monsters, and what happens when monsters try to become men. January 14, 1970, Los Angeles County Hospital. Timothy Wayne Johnson comes into the world during a different era, before the crack epidemic, before the Bloods and Crips turned South Central into a war zone, before his neighborhood became synonymous with homicide. His parents raised him on 80th and Central, two-parent household, structure, discipline. His mother makes Kool-Aid for the neighborhood kids on hot summer days. His father takes the family camping up to Crater Lake in Oregon, gets them out of the city, shows them trees instead of concrete, stars instead of helicopters. In the backyard, Timothy and his siblings keep pigeons, a whole coop of them. The kids spend hours watching them fly, training them to come back home. It's peaceful, normal. The kind of childhood that seems impossible when you know how the story ends. But outside that gate, the streets are changing. By the time Timothy hits middle school...
Shout out Bar Report. You already know. You already know. Salute to you, bro. Keep doing your goddamn thing.
South Central is carved up into territories. Drew Middle School becomes a battlefield. Kitchen Crips on one side, Harvard Park Brims on the other. Timothy fights almost every day, just walking to class.
Huh? Kitchen Crips in Harvard Park Brims. All right. The LA Brims. It's called LA Brims at this time. Harvard Park Brims is crazy. LA Brims. LA Brims. LA Brims. Harvard Park Brims is crazy. Harvard Park is nowhere near this.
Gets jumped, jumps others, learns early that respect comes from violence and hesitation gets you hurt. His older brother Kleeman is already deep in it. They call him Big Evil and the name fits. Kleeman is a shot caller in 89 Family Swan Bloods, one of the most feared sets in Watts. Where Kleeman walks, bodies follow. Timothy watches, learns. By 13, he's not just Big Evil's little brother anymore. He's sinister. The name sticks. The camping trips stop. The pigeons fly away. Timothy stops coming home. Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall becomes his second address. In and out, assault, robbery, gang activity. The system tries to correct him, but the streets have already claimed him. By the time he transfers to Fremont High School, he's fully immersed. Not just a member, not just a foot soldier. He's becoming something else, something feared. The Johnson brothers, Big Evil and Sinister. Their names carry weight in Watts, real weight, the kind that makes parties go silent when they walk through the door. Tamika Crawford, a former resident, remembered it clearly. You just knew when they came in, you felt it. Everyone felt it. Their territory is small, half a square mile between 88th and 92nd, Central and Avalon. But in
10 minutes, y'all. We finna shut it down at 3 o'clock. So salute to everybody that came in the room. I came here real fast. I gave y'all an hour, but I'm gonna put y'all an hour and 10, 15 minutes. But you know what I'm saying? I just came in real fast to do the little rap news, street politics, the war in LA shit. But I just throw this in there just to finish it off.
1991 alone, 20 murders happened within those few blocks. 20, the highest per capita homicide rate in all of Los Angeles. And the Johnson brothers, police keep connecting them to the bodies, keep pulling them in for questioning, keep building cases, but witnesses won't talk. Fear is a more effective silencer than any bullet. People see everything and remember nothing. That's how you survive in Watts. Timothy learns this early, learns that power isn't just about pulling triggers. It's about the silence that follows. It's about making people afraid to even whisper your name to the cops. By his late teens,
What's good?
he's untouchable, not because he's smarter than the system, not because he's careful, but because the entire neighborhood is too terrified to testify. The good son from 80th and Central, the kid who fed pigeons and drank Kool-Aid and went camping with his family, is gone. In his place stands Sinister, a name that means exactly what it sounds like. A reputation built on violence and silence and bodies that never get solved. He's 19 years old, and the worst is still ahead. (1989) Timothy Johnson, 19 years old, gets arrested for a double homicide. 2 bodies, calculated hits. The kind of killing that sends a message, not just to rivals, but to anyone thinking about cooperation with police. The case looks solid. Witnesses place him at the scene. Physical evidence connects him to the crime.
Been on for an hour and like 10 minutes. I'm at 3 o'clock, I'm stopping.
The district attorney is confident. This should be a slam dunk. But in Watts, nothing is ever that simple. As the trial date approaches, witnesses start recanting, changing their stories. Suddenly, they're not so sure what they saw. Maybe it was dark. Maybe they were mistaken. Maybe they don't remember anymore. Evidence goes missing. Testimonies fall apart. The prosecution's case crumbles in real time. The jury decides, returns a verdict, not guilty. Timothy walks out of that courtroom a free man, legally innocent, but everyone knows the truth. The streets know, the cops know, even Timothy knows. He beat the case, not because he was innocent, but because the system couldn't touch him, because fear works better than any lawyer ever could. It's a lesson he won't forget, and it makes him bolder. For the next 2 years, Timothy and Kleeman operate with impunity. Their territory becomes a no-go zone. Even other blood sets give them space. The violence is relentless, personal, brutal. Parts freeze when they enter. Former residents describe it like a temperature drop. The way the room would go cold, conversations dying mid-sentence, people suddenly finding reasons to leave. One neighbor remembered, "You didn't look at
Slow BJ.
them wrong. You didn't speak unless spoken to. They controlled everything, and the people keep falling. Drive-bys, ambushes, retaliation hits that spark more retaliation. The cycle feeds itself. In 1991, their small territory records 20 murders, 20 in half a square mile. Police are overwhelmed. Detectives work overtime trying to connect the dots, build cases, find witnesses willing to testify. But it's like trying to catch smoke. Every lead evaporates. Every witness goes silent. Then, 1991, 88th Street and Central Avenue, a car wash in broad daylight. 2 rival gang members get killed. Multiple shooters, multiple witnesses. This time, it's too public to ignore, too brazen. The city's paying attention now, and Kleeman's name is all over it. Big Evil finally gets caught. Not just arrested, convicted. The evidence is overwhelming. The prosecution builds an airtight case. Kleeman Johnson gets sentenced to serious time. Shot caller to inmate, king to number, he's gone. But Timothy stays on the streets, still moving, still active, still untouchable. Losing Kleeman should have been a wake-up call, should have shown him that nobody's truly invincible, that eventually everyone's number comes up. But Timothy doesn't see it that way. With Big Evil locked up, there's a power vacuum, and Sinister is right there to fill it. He's not the older brother, not the original shot caller, but he carries the name, carries the reputation, carries the fear that the Johnson brothers built together. 89, family Swanbloods still run their territory, still control their blocks, and Timothy's still at the center of it. The violence doesn't stop. If anything, it intensifies, like he's trying to prove something. Prove he's just as dangerous without Kleeman. Prove the name Sinister means something on its own. Police keep building cases, keep investigating, keep connecting him to unsolved murders, but nothing sticks. The pattern holds, witnesses recant, evidence disappears, cases fall apart. By 1993, Timothy's untouchable again. Multiple bodies connected to him, 0 convictions. He's everything the system fears, a known killer they can't stop, operating in plain sight, protected by a code of silence that's stronger than any law. But something's shifting. Maybe it's watching his brother rot in prison. Maybe it's the weight of all those bodies. Maybe it's just exhaustion, the realization that this life has only 2 endings and neither one is freedom. Whatever it is, Timothy starts looking for a way out, not through going straight, not through cooperation with police, but through something unexpected. Music. He picks up a microphone, starts writing rhymes, starts thinking maybe, just maybe, there's another path, a path that doesn't end in a cell or a casket. He has no idea how wrong he is. (1993) Timothy starts looking for a way out, not through going straight, not through cooperation with territory. Every bar, every verse, every hook is soaked in the reality of Watts. No radio-friendly content, no crossover attempts, just raw, unfiltered street testimony. And somehow, impossibly, he gets a deal. 1994, Interscope Records, the same label signing Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Tupac. Major distribution, real budget. This is the escape route every street rapper dreams about. Timothy can see it. The producer is Tony Pizarro. They call him Tony D. He's a West Coast veteran who knows how to craft that G-Funk sound. The heavy bass, the synthesizers, the cinematic production that's dominating the charts in the mid-90s. Together, they create Mobbin' for Life, August 2nd, 1994. The album drops, 13 tracks of uncompromising gang rap. The lead single, I Won't Forget You Jade, stylized as I Won't Forget You G, is a tribute to fallen homies, a eulogy set to drum machines and minor chords. But the album goes deeper than gang anthems. Timothy takes shots at people he grew up with, people who made it out and never looked back. One track targets Be Real from Cypress Hill. They came up in the same neighborhood, walked the same blocks, survived the same.
All right, y'all. Appreciate everybody coming in here. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna get it crack. I'll see y'all later on tonight. I'm finna do some rest, cuz. Gotta go to sleep. I gotta do these other videos and go to bed. The next video is Big Braids, and then I'm doing another video after that. So yeah, I'm gonna drop 3 videos today. We're gonna get it going. It's your boy ODM. You already know. West Side Rich Roller. What's up, my nigga, man? To the casket drops, my boy. Shout out to the Twitch side. Been holding down over there on the Twitch side. I've been seeing y'all. I'm finna be doing some Twitch exclusive content when I be vlogging and stuff. Twitch exclusive shit too. So yeah, I'm finna get. So y'all make sure I tap that Twitch side up. It's your boy. Let's get it.